On December the 10th, 1997, a young activist named Julia Butterfly began sitting in Luna. She planned to stay up for 2 weeks, but her feet did not touch the ground again for over 2 years.
From the rooftop of the clouds, you can see the curve of the earth. Sometimes you have to face your own mortality just to know what the eyes are worth. Corporations of the apocalypse show down at the break of day. All you have is your bare hands, but you face them anyway.
After finding out about the destruction of the forest and having been felt so compelled by the spirituality in them, I was like, I can't leave. You know, I'm one of the people that has nothing but time and energy to commit. I gotta at least try. There's my broken toe.
Julia suffered a broken toe and frostbite on 3 other toes, but survived one of the stormiest El Nino winters in California history. The twin-blade logging helicopter tried to scare Julia out of the tree, but a plan was devised to keep it away.
Make no love, lock down tonight. For the birthday of the helicopter invasion on Luna, we're sending up balloons to kind of remind them that we're here. And oh my goodness! So they're just shooting out to the side. Look at the little squeakle.
The balloons kept the helicopter away for only 1 day.
A helicopter swing blade, it can be a dangerous sky. And Jack the Ripper with a chainsaw, well, he's been a busy guy. And they come with their machinery, their axes on their shiny new blades. And the wheels spin on Wall Street, fortune for the money they made. The conquering armies of the Timberland Kings. Maybe you can slow them down a little with your butterfly wings.
You look out when you see PL clear cut, PL clear cut, PL clear cut, all the way down 101 as far as I can see. And as far as I can see that way, clear cut, PL. It's critical. There's days I begin to cry because it was so intense. And then when I started feeling the heart of the Mother Earth going boom, 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 feeling it through Luna, boom, 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 and feeling that love, that's what began the spiritual transformation. The answer lies in love and respect. It really is that simple.
Our privilege is based on destruction and blood, and we have an obligation to turn that around. We have an obligation to pay attention to detail.
An interesting subject that's been kicked around in the industry is that there appears to be a very strong correlation between clear cutting and landslides.
You don't have to be a brilliant mathematician to know that 2 and 2 equals 4. You know? I look from my site, and right there, and right over there are mudslides, and every one of them begin on a road and go through a clear cut. Every single one of them.
We saw a number of slides in harvested areas and didn't see too many in the treat areas.
In my opinion, we've had a clear cut done right above our homes, and I don't need science to tell me that it's not working. Look up here for yourself. This was a beautiful little creek with ferns.
I'm looking over here. I'm seeing where this creek is coming into the river. I didn't know the name of the creek. I didn't know that there's mudslides back there. I didn't have to know it to see brown, muddy water coming up. You don't have to be a scientist to figure this stuff out.
And you look at the creek now, and areas that had holding pools in it for young fingerling steelhead and salmon, they're filled in.
The coho salmon are listed as endangered, and this is one of the better creeks left, and this it's taken a plunge.
Excessive fine sediment can smother salmon eggs and kill hatchlings. Ideal habitat is found in old-growth forests where erosion is minimal and stream banks are fortified with tree roots covered in moss. Healthy forests act as sediment filters along the streams and provide clean, cold water necessary for young salmon to survive.
The fact that people in these local communities used to have a salmon fishing fleet. There used to be a lot of people whose means of making money and living was salmon.
There were as many as 300 boats in here at one time, 300 fishing boats. Right down below here, where those cars are, was the start of the pier. And it went clear out to that big rock, 600 feet. There is no commercial fishing taking place now. It's been closed for 3 or 4 years for the lack of salmon.
The fishing industry has taken an enormous hit around here. It's very small compared to what it used to be, though this is not the one and only problem to do with fisheries. But it's certainly a contributor. You take away their rearing habitat, you have less fish.
In terms of your accusation that we're losing coho, that's true. It's not necessarily, you can't pinpoint it that it's all because of timber harvesting.
The rivers being destroyed, you might say, by the lumber companies, and that had a lot to do with it, and probably overcatching the fish had a lot to do with it.
There are forest fish, they're not just an ocean fish. The forests are being destroyed, the salmon's being destroyed.
And the data here suggests that in the areas where the company has operated most intensively since the Maxim takeover, that coho salmon have virtually disappeared.